According to the CDC, 1 in 4 adults over 65 will experience a serious fall this year, often not because of bad luck, but because the muscles supporting their knees have been quietly weakening for years. If you're over 60 and your knees feel stiff in the morning or uneasy on the stairs, you're not imagining it. But here's what many people misunderstand. Knee problems aren't always about the knee itself. They're often about the muscles around it becoming weaker over time. The good news? This weakness isn't permanent. In Japan, where people live some of the longest, healthiest lives, seniors use simple daily movements to keep their joints strong and stable. Today, you'll learn 6 gentle exercises that can help rebuild knee strength and restore confidence in your movement in just a few minutes a day. Let's begin. Why knees get weaker with age. So why does knee weakness happen as we get older? One major reason is something called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass that naturally happens with age. According to the National Institutes of Health, adults begin losing about 3 to 8% of their muscle mass every decade after the age of 30. By the time many people reach their 60s or 70s, a significant amount of the muscle that once protected their joints has quietly faded. For the knees, 2 muscle groups matter most: the quadriceps in the front of your thigh and the glutes in your hips. Together, these muscles act like a shock-absorbing support system. Every step, stair climb, or rise from a chair sends force through the knee joint. When these muscles are strong, they absorb that force. When they weaken, the knee begins to carry more stress than it should. There's another change happening inside the joint as well. As we age, the body produces less synovial fluid, the natural lubricant that helps the knee move smoothly. With less lubrication, the joint can feel stiff, especially in the morning or after sitting for long periods. And that leads to another hidden factor: too much sitting. Modern lifestyles often keep the muscles around your knee inactive for hours every day, allowing them to weaken even faster. But here's the encouraging part: these changes are not permanent. With the right kind of movement, the muscles supporting your knees can become stronger again. And that's exactly what we're about to focus on. What Japan teaches about aging and mobility. Before we move into the exercises, there's something interesting worth understanding. Japan is one of the longest living countries in the world. According to the World Health Organization, people there don't just live longer, they often remain active, mobile, and independent well into their 80s and 90s. One place researchers often study is Okinawa, a region famous for its large number of healthy people over 90. And when scientists looked closely at their lifestyle, they found something surprisingly simple behind their mobility: daily movement. Not intense workouts, not hours in a gym, just gentle, consistent movements practiced every day. In many Japanese communities, it's common to see older adults gathering in parks each morning to stretch, step, and move together, small routines designed to keep the body strong and capable. The philosophy is simple: what you stop using, you lose; what you keep using, you keep. And the good news is, you don't need to live in Japan to benefit from this idea. The 6 exercises you're about to learn follow the same principle: simple, targeted movements that strengthen the muscles supporting your knees and help you stay stable, mobile, and confident as you age. Let's take a look at the first one. Exercise number 6, seated knee extensions. Let's start with the gentlest exercise in this routine, perfect if your knees have been feeling stiff or sensitive lately. One common mistake people make when their knees hurt is avoiding movement completely. But the truth is, joints actually stay healthier when they move. The key is choosing the right kind of movement. This first exercise is called the seated knee extension, and it directly strengthens the quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of your thighs that play a major role in stabilizing the knee. Here's how to do it. Sit upright in a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the floor. Move slightly toward the front edge of the seat so your back isn't resting against the chair. Now slowly lift one foot and straighten your leg out in front of you until it feels comfortably extended. Hold that position for 2 to 3 seconds, feeling the muscles in the front of your thigh tighten. Then slowly lower your foot back down. That's 1 repetition. The most important part of this exercise is control. Move slowly on the way up and slowly on the way down. The slower the movement, the more effectively your muscles work. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions on each leg. If that feels difficult, start with 5 and gradually build up. As your strength improves, you can even add a light ankle weight. It's a simple movement, but done consistently, it helps rebuild the muscle support your knees depend on every day. Exercise number 5, heel raises. The next exercise focuses on a muscle group many people overlook when thinking about knee health, the calves. Your calf muscles play an important role in protecting the knees. Every time your foot touches the ground while walking, a force travels upward through your leg. Strong calves help absorb much of that impact before it reaches the knee joint. When they're weak, more of that stress travels directly into the knee, which can contribute to discomfort over time. Calf muscles also improve balance and walking stability, both of which are important for reducing fall risk as we age. Here's how to perform the exercise. Stand behind a sturdy chair and place your hands lightly on the back for support. Keep your feet about hip-width apart and pointing forward. Now slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as feels comfortable. Pause for a second at the top, then slowly lower your heels back down to the floor. That's 1 repetition. Move slowly and with control both on the way up and on the way down. Avoid bouncing or using momentum. Aim for 12 to 15 repetitions. As this becomes easier, you can increase the challenge by performing the movement 1 foot at a time, but starting with both feet is perfectly fine. Over time, stronger calves can help your steps feel steadier and your walks more comfortable. Small muscles, but a big difference for knee support. Exercise number 4, sit to stand, Japanese chair method. The next exercise may look simple, but it's one of the most important movements for maintaining independence as we age. Researchers have found that one of the strongest indicators of mobility and fall risk in older adults is how easily someone can stand up from a chair without using their hands. It's a movement we perform many times every day, but it also reveals a lot about leg strength, balance, and joint stability. That's why this exercise focuses on practicing that exact movement. Here's how to do it. Sit near the front edge of a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, placed slightly behind your knees. Cross your arms over your chest so your legs do the work instead of your hands. Now lean your chest slightly forward, shift your weight onto your feet, and slowly stand up until you're fully upright. Pause for a moment at the top, then slowly lower yourself back down with control until you are seated again. Avoid dropping into the chair. The slow lowering phase is where much of the strength building happens. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions. If standing without your arms feels difficult at first, it's perfectly fine to lightly use your hands for support. As your strength improves, try to rely on them less. This movement strengthens the quadriceps, glutes, and core, the muscles that help you stand, walk, and move confidently throughout the day.
Before we move on to the next exercise, let me ask you something. If you're watching this right now, it means you care about staying strong, mobile, and independent, and that already puts you ahead of many people. So I'm curious, where are you watching from, and how long have you been dealing with knee discomfort? Let me know in the comments below. It's always encouraging to see how people from all over the world are working on their health together. And if you're finding this video helpful so far, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss more simple exercises like these. All right, let's continue with the next movement.
Exercise number 3, step back lunges, Japanese mobility drill. Now let's move to a slightly more dynamic exercise that helps train both strength and balance. Many everyday movements happen forward, walking, reaching, stepping. But in real life, balance is often challenged when the body moves in unexpected directions. That's one reason many falls happen when someone suddenly steps backward or shifts their weight. This exercise helps prepare your body for those moments.
It's called the step-back lunge, and it strengthens the glutes, hips, and quadriceps while also improving balance. Stepping backward also places less pressure on the front knee compared to traditional forward lunges, making it a safer option for people with sensitive knees. Here's how to perform it. Stand behind a sturdy chair with both hands resting lightly on the back for support. Keep your feet about hip-width apart. Now slowly step one foot backward, lowering your back knee toward the floor. You don't need to go very deep, just lower comfortably while keeping your front knee directly above your front foot. Pause briefly at the bottom. Then push through your front foot to return to standing. That's one repetition. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions on each leg, moving slowly and with control. If balance feels uncertain, keep your hands on the chair throughout the movement. Over time, this exercise helps strengthen the muscles that stabilize your knees and keep your movement steady in everyday life. Exercise number 2, side leg raises, hidden knee protector. Here's something that surprises many people. One of the most important muscles for protecting your knees isn't located in the knee at all. It's a small muscle on the outside of your hip called the gluteus medius. This muscle helps keep your pelvis stable and your knee aligned every time you take a step. When it's strong, your movement feels smooth and balanced. When it's weak, the knee can drift inward, placing extra stress on the joint. Strengthening this muscle can make a noticeable difference in balance, stair climbing, and walking stability. Here's how to perform the exercise. Stand beside a sturdy chair with one hand resting on the back for support. Keep your feet hip-width apart and pointing forward. Now slowly lift one leg directly out to the side, not forward or backward. Raise it about 6 to 12 inches off the ground. Pause briefly at the top. Then slowly lower your foot back down without letting it rest on the floor, and repeat. The key is to keep your body upright and your hips level. Avoid leaning to the side to lift the leg higher. A smaller, controlled movement is much effective. Aim for 12 to 15 repetitions on each leg. Over time, strengthening this small hip muscle helps stabilize your knees and improves your balance during everyday movements like walking, climbing stairs, or stepping over obstacles. Exercise number 1, slow squats, the most powerful exercise in this entire routine. Now we arrive at the most powerful exercise in this entire routine. Many people believe squats are bad for the knees, especially after 60. But research from the Mayo Clinic and orthopedic specialists shows that controlled squats, performed with proper technique, can actually strengthen the muscles that protect the knee joint. A slow squat works the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and stabilizing muscles all at the same time. These muscles act like a support system around your knees, helping them handle everyday movements such as standing, walking, and climbing stairs. The key is simple. Move slowly and with control. Here's how to do it. Stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet about shoulder-width apart and your toes slightly turned outward. Extend your arms forward for balance if needed. Now slowly lower your body as if you're about to sit down. Push your hips back while bending your knees, taking 3 to 4 seconds to descend. Keep your chest lifted and your knees tracking over your toes. Lower until your hips are just above the chair seat. Pause briefly, then press through your feet to return to standing, again taking 3 to 4 seconds. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions. Done consistently, this simple movement strengthens the entire support system around your knees, helping them feel more stable, more capable, and more reliable in everyday life. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions to start. As your strength improves over the coming weeks, you can gradually increase the repetitions or lower a little deeper, always staying within a range that feels stable and comfortable. This single movement activates many important muscles at once. Your thighs, glutes, and core
all work together to support your knees and improve balance. And in many ways, this exercise brings the entire routine together. The seated extensions strengthened your quadriceps. Heel raises built calf support. Sit-to-stands improved functional strength. Step-back lunges trained stability. Side leg raises activated your hip stabilizers. Now the slow squat combines all of that strength into one powerful movement. Done consistently, it doesn't just strengthen your knees, it helps rebuild confidence in how your body moves every day.